Why do fools fall in love? Well, I'm a fool that fell in love with cannabis many years ago. As a young man, I had my indifferences up here with, got me into trouble. We all had that, you felt alone, you felt isolated, no matter if you were in a big family or not, what kind of educational setting. You had those inner feelings. So I was a fool and fell in love. I fell in love with cannabis as a young man, and, helped me get my act together. Helped me get my groove together. Then I went into the gray area. Of course, I went into the gray area. I got into the weed business for just 3 years, never had a parking ticket. And the powers that be gave me the first life, no parole sentence in America. I was 31 years old. I was released at 65. Those decades languishing in prison, 5 of those years, like I said, was in solitary. Hope? There was no hope. There was no hope. So much there was no hope. I'm the most appealed federal prisoner in America. I appealed 32 times. But I didn't give up. So some years ago, not too long ago, the cannabis industry flourished. Incidentally, Common Bond, directed by Tom Quigley, before this all was what it is now, they reached out for me as advocates. They wanted to help. So just when you know the character of this organization, Common Bond. Okay, let's talk about this fool that fell in love. So finally, I get out. Now remember, for 32 plus years, I couldn't enjoy what I fell in love with. Even though, as you're sitting here right now, in the 32 plus years I did, there's not one institution of the multi-institutions that I was caged in didn't have cannabis on the compound. Okay? So now I come out to this great movement. Okay, so what to do? What to do? Actually, I speak, I do all I can, but I'm here today to tell you truthfully, I am back in the shadows. I am back in the shadows because in my city, Philadelphia, I came out and everyone's older. Unfortunately, a lot are ill. A lot are ill. And there's another phrase I like to have. Rumors come and go. Still, I like to know, why do they hate us so? So now I'm out. Okay, now I'm actually back in the shadows, administrating what I can to the ill, the cannabis, to help them through their pain and their languishing. The state where I'm in and the adjoining states, they have passed, but it takes so long to get their act together. And are they bad people? No. No, they haven't fell in love. Now, am I using the word love emotionally? In a sense, but I'm using the word intelligently. They haven't looked at it from all sides. Okay, like I said, I'm back in the shadow. After doing 32 plus years, I'm taking a chance to help the ill. Incidentally, just last week, an older woman in my neighborhood was using all of her Social Security, the little that she had, to buy bootleg Percocets. Bootleg Percocets. $10 a piece. So I had to come into her life. We actually had to detox this elderly woman. It's all done in her home. She couldn't even leave her home. Okay, now she's being helped with the edibles. And that's just one story, and I can go on and on and on. So Do I want to be back in the gray area? Do I want to be back in the shadows? No. And sometimes when I look at myself and I say, why do I do? Why don't I go on with my life? Why don't I have a good life? But I said, no, I made a difference in hell. I'm going to repeat that. I made a difference in hell, and I will make a difference out here. So this fool has fell in love. And I wish you all to look at that and that aspect, that theme. I'm sure it's a business, okay? And all of you that are involved should be commended for your bold steps. And I hope you do well. But there's another side of it. There's the love side of it. We're doing some things that I can't even state here how we're doing the cannabis industry to get the violence off the streets. In my city alone, Philadelphia and Chicago, President Trump has labeled them two cities the most violent. So actually we're doing some innovative stuff to take the weapons off of young people in a way I can't even get into now because it's groundbreaking. And it puts me in a gray area. So I did 32 plus years, ladies and gentlemen, for this industry to flourish. Okay, and let me stop right there. I want to say this very truthfully. I mean, if I seem impressive, okay, but understand that better men than me have died in prison. Better men than me have died in prison. So for that said, I don't know how much more time I got, so he's cutting me off. Anyway, this is a fool that fell in love, but I do share my love, even today, differently in the cannabis industry. Thank you. Good day.